concept of time as being linear from moment to moment limits the power of consciousness and creation. It subjects the mind to being limited by a force which is immutable, intractable, and impossible. Consciousness operates as the fundamental principle of creation. Time is a characteristic of consciousness and exists under the parameters of awareness. Once the experience of timelessness is found through altering reality, through near-death, mystical, or enlightened awareness of oneness, the multidimensional expanse is experienced and all being becomes connected and endless. The primal finite limitation that time imposes on third-dimensional reality are overcome by a higher order of reality. Time is no longer seen like a commodity, like a resource that disappears out of existence, but it is eternal, circular, and the energy which is never lost. You can never think of time again as a commodity like paper that is used and thrown away, like a calendar's, where the day is over and never to be returned to. The idea that you can disparage reality so easily is not the way of the universe. You are always experiencing all of reality, and time is not the master of reality, for it is a conscious energy characteristic of this dimensional system. The multidimensional reality is not subject to the same focus of time. Time is merely the expression of the spirit's conscious awareness and how it chooses to be aware of the reality it is expanding within. As a multidimensional being, you exist in a different time-space reality, an eternal framework, and timelessness, or in a position of mastery over time rather than being subject to its power. The concepts are very difficult because until you experience multidimensionality, grasping the nature of this experience cannot be explained to your realm of experience. In this moment you call now, you use your mind to separate events into memories and expectation, and this gives you perspective of your reality. You can re-experience, redefine, and recall events, and be brought into a different viewpoint or a new clarity of what it is about. There are those things in your life that you want to know better, and so in this space and time dimension you concentrate your energy. That which you do not know yet and you seek to experience, you gather energy, emotion, and desire to create an event or experience to expand the energy of your conscious awareness. This is what is called a timeline. It is an energy that intersects with experience and emotion. Energy is the fulfillment of consciousness in creating wider levels of experience. In the third dimension, energy is the fulfillment of consciousness in creating wider levels of experience in the third dimension. Some ingredients within consciousness allow your awareness and energy to grow outward and contain more levels within the field. Other ingredients deepen your awareness and concentrate your energy into focus. These are called the future and past respectively. In both there is emotion, which brings expansion or which causes constriction to make the focus diminish. The energy is the same, yet when directed towards restriction, constriction, and limitation, it is fear, and when it moves towards oneness and expansion, it is called love. In these days where you recognize them as the days of transformation, you are coming into an awareness of a quickening of time. Time seems to be passing much quicker. Is time passing more quickly? If so, how could that possibly be, for your definition of time is one of linear experiences, of an objective moment that is not based upon your awareness of it, but it is simply on an a priori, a fundamental functional core energy of the universe, in that it moves the wheels of everything through a process of change. Things are born, age, and die. This is the fundamental law of change, and there is impermanence. The transforming force in the universe that changes things from one state to another is called time. This is the fundamental maxim that you apply to time, that all things change. In that context, it is explained that time can move faster, or seem to move faster, because it creates more change within a standard measurement cycle. Are more changes taking place in this moment now than was previous? And will more change occur in the next now, and hence it feels like time is moving faster because change is taking place with more concentration and more energy? Minds that are called psyche know alternate layers in the root of time and know what occurs through what is called prophecy. These achieved states of being within other worlds are seeing into future probabilities which are not connected to this level of awareness at this stage in creation. Being multidimensional requires moving beyond the limitation of time as a boundary. When one walks across a threshold or through a veil, there is a discharge, and the agreement with time on this plane ceases. This is the mystical timeless moment where all are one and one is all. This moment speaks of the omnipotent power and the omniscient knowledge and the omnicentrism of being everywhere at once. Truth is to know now that you have designed it all, and in this moment of realization you are awakening in the time that your consciousness holds an awareness as designed for it to be. I do not pretend that this is so, nor do I expect you to realize that this is your own voice speaking. It is enough that you listen and realize that for your ways have been various and your paths have been brought you in your search for this answer. So in this moment where you are now, you are again seeking the answer, for it has not been arrived at. It is one step further away, and so you are asked to step forth into the unknown. At last I understand that I am here, I am where I am. You are where you are, and there is peace in the moment, for we are in timelessness. Meditation, creation, fulfillment, completion, desire, emotion, expectation, happiness, bliss, joy, God, all lead towards meaninglessness. The mystical acknowledgement of joy and peace is where there is no further movement necessary to reach oneness and enlightenment. Awaken to the elements of consciousness and to the movement of being into multidimensionality. The path beyond the veil to the other side of the multiverse is real, and is one that we are seeing, that there is reality and peace and love and unlimited abundance in contrast to the perspective of the third-dimensional world of chaos, confusion, and limited perspective. The multidimensional self realizes that pain, confusion, and mistakes of this one perspective that inhabit the mind within the limited viewpoint believe in life and understand that the threads to return to enlightenment and move into wisdom of the higher dimensions are found here. The chances that you have taken to bring you to this moment on this planet were there for you to take, and now as this moment of manifestation nears, you are to become the souls you have known from the beginning.